Well, hello. So, I have a problem. Um, the first problem is my extremely professional recording setup, which is two empty plastic containers amongst a bunch of crap I gotta clean up right next to my server rack. That's problem number one. Problem number two, I have a lot of Xbox controllers. Specifically, Xbox One and Series are the same thing. These aren't even all of them. I think there's four, I want to say, missing that I've lent out or I've otherwise not got on me. But let's just go through them. I find this part interesting, and I'll go through a why and stuff like that. But first up, just a couple of stock boys. I don't actually know where I got these from. I know one of them I got the box for just over here. I got with like a play and charge kit. This box was mangled when I got it, unfortunately. I assume I got those to play with. I don't even know when this came out. I can't really say who I got it to play with. And the other one probably came with an Xbox or something. That's a bit munted. Yeah, I just got one of those Energizer packs to it. I don't have a white controller, now that I think about it. I should fix that. Anyway, extremely professional. I'm going to throw it on this couch behind me when I'm done. Then I have the Day 1 2013 controller for the Xbox One. Yeah, if you've been watching my channel for that long, you might have seen the video I did where it's like an hour and a half of me just trying to play the game for the first time, which a lot of people found boring, which was kind of the point. So, let's get to the interesting ones. So, these two are probably the ones I've used the most. And that's going to make sense because, for one, they're not really special edition ones. Therefore, I have no reason to not use them, which I know is stupid. But also, these are amazing controllers. This one, my partner uses still. And this one I use, of course, you give the hand-me-downs to the person you care for. But, like, I'm pretty sure the accessories are interchangeable. I like this one better because it's got the triple trigger lock, so you can have full, half, and, like, no trigger, basically. Which I like for shooters and stuff. This only has, like, half and full. So you either have no lock or half lock. The thing I don't like about this one is the trigger locks have, like, this rubber, like, bumper on it, and they fell off within, like, a week. Both of them. And I don't think it's just me. So that's annoying. If I ever get another one, which I probably will because they have the blue, red, and white ones now in the core sets, I'll probably end up like taking them off and actually like super gluing them on. I'd recommend that if you're going to buy one. But these controllers are absolutely fucking amazing. Built-in batteries, which I know PlayStation had that for ages. But the battery's actually good. This one has a charging case, so you can actually keep it in the case. And I've got this hanging up on my pegboard, plugged in, and I just take it off, put it back into the case when I'm finished, and it just charges. I've literally never used the triggers, but if you play like Forza or something like that, they'd be really good for shifting. Actually, that is the one time I actually did use the triggers, when I was playing Forza. So, yeah. And the interchangeable stuff is actually really sick. Anyway, the interchangeable D-pads and the interchangeable joysticks are actually really, really good. They're better than they have any right to be. Anyway, this one here. So, if you're as old as I am, you probably do remember the Duke, the original Duke. I actually don't have one, I don't think. Which is a shame. I'm just looking at my controller wall. No, I don't think I have. But this is a recreation of the Duke for Xbox One and Windows, and you plug it in, it does like the Xbox original load-up screen, which I'm a big fan of. But this thing is gargantuan. Can I get it out? Yeah. Hang on. How's that for skill? Like, can we get the, just for a size comparison. Like, I have pretty big hands. And, like, good fucking god. How did anyone ever think this was a good idea? I can't reach those buttons comfortably. And those triggers, those bumpers, like, they suck. But as a collector's piece, that's kind of cool. They did bring out a white one, I think, or a green one as well, which I never went in for. These were like 130 Australian dollars. I think more. Whereas like these ones are 100. So it's really hard to justify a second one. Even being a collector, it was really hard to justify. Get rid of you. Oh, I left the packaging out. I hate being a collector sometimes, but we'll go through that. This guy. So, I'm a very big fan of see-through electronics. Are you going to open? Are you a front opener? No, you're a... Oh, you are a front opener. I'm a very big fan of see-through electronics. Come on, there we go. And, like, this smoky black... Oh, that actually shows up real fucking nice on camera. Holy shit. Like, that is gorgeous. The green accents. The only thing I hate... Oh, there's a kind of a see-through to it, but like, I'll show you what I mean when I say, but the triggers could have been see-through. These back ones could have been more see-through. I guess they kind of are. Like, the rest of it could have been see-through with just green accents on the handles. But that looks absolutely sick. One thing I will say too, just on this, if you're a controller collector and you don't keep them sealed, which I don't because I actually like them, and I do actually want to use some of these at some point, even though it doesn't really make a difference. Take the batteries out. You keep them in there, they're going to leak, they're going to destroy your controller. I take all the batteries out. If you have a UV light and you have this controller, shine it on the packaging. I don't have a UV light on me. The only ones I had were during the initial COVID rush, when the PCR, the rat test, sorry, the rats had the UV light you needed to see if you had COVID. Anyway, that's a story and a half. This one, have I not opened this? I haven't. Oh, I guess that stays sealed for now. Toon Squad. I got this one. The other one, there was a second Toon Squad one which had LeBron, and I can't stand him. He's a dick. Just look up some of the things he's said and done. But I thought that looked pretty sick. Yeah. So, these are the funniest ones in my opinion. Not for any, like, controller reason, but these controllers are R-rated. I mean, I get it, it's for the game, but, like, why is the controller rated R? Whereas, like, this is for a game, and that hasn't got a rating on it. And I'm pretty sure that's going to have just as much violence. Probably not as much gore, though. But these are pretty. I bought these as his and hers controllers. That didn't really pan out, but... I mean, they look pretty. Batteries out of that one. I actually use this one as my main controller. It's actually textured there, like the... Let's get that out of the box. My very well-lit room. It's actually, like, gouged out, and I think that's fucking sick. And this one also has the texture on these bits here. Which is cool. I love that kind of thing. Like, it's real nice. Ugh, watch me break them. Here we go. Oh, that'll do. Alright. So we're into basically all the newest ones I've gotten. So I did a whole video on this adaptive controller. Yeah. Doesn't want to open. It's on a weird surface. Yeah. So the the PlayStation are releasing a adaptive controller, sort of like it's what is it called? The accessible controller, I think it's just called. But I did a long video on this. I probably will end up getting the PS5 one, even though I don't have a PS5 and hopefully it just works on Windows. But I also just want to do a video on it. I think this is fantastic for the obvious reason of it. It's going to help someone who can't really use a controller. I hope that's never me. I like my controllers as they are. And also, my job and most of my hobbies require my hands to actually work properly. So if I'm using one of these, I think I'm going to not be in a good place. But it's cool. And there was a big argument about people like me who don't need an accessible controller buying an accessible controller. And it's like, why would you do that? You're taking it away from people who do need it. Well, one, these are mass-produced, and I'm guessing they're going to continue to be mass produced because it's Microsoft and they seem to support things for way longer than they should. Secondly, if the more people like me who buy these things, the more the Microsoft and the people making them, like Sony, are going to recoup the costs for tooling and for manufacturing and stuff like that, and the more likely they're going to keep making it. And thirdly, the more people that buy them, the more of them that are out there, because if they do stop producing them, then there's at least going to be enough units that you can trade them around or go between friends or whatever else. So anyway, there was a big thing about that on LTT, on the WAN show just last week, I think. Let me close this up. And they made a lot of those points as well, and I completely agree. Oh, there we go. So, genuinely, like, this is one of the better things that Microsoft have ever done for gaming. Like, a lot of the stuff they've done is really, really cool. This is just, like, actually incredibly thoughtful. So, I like that. It was only like $120, I think. It's like $20 more than one of those guys. So, it's pretty good. By the way, that's my very jank streaming setup. You should go to twitch.tv/SirIcarusIII and catch me doing Gun and Zolda. Anyway. Yeah, this one. So, I think, once again, See-Through Electronics are fucking sick. Like, they've got the see-through part there still. Not all over see-through. Still pretty fucking sick. And yeah, just an awesome looking controller. So my story about this is I was at a JB Hi-Fi, which is an electronics retailer in Australia, that no one goes to. It's in a crappy shopping centre. That the only time people go to that shopping centre is to go to IKEA. So if you're in Victoria, you probably know which one that is. And they had this there for $100, and I couldn't justify it at the time. Then 2 weeks later, I was like, okay, I'm going to go back and get it, and they didn't have it. Nowhere had it. It was sold out everywhere. I was so mad. I had to get this from StockX. It cost me, I think it was like $120 instead of $100. So not too terrible, but at the same time, I wish I just sort of bought it at the time. Anyway, that's a cool one. But I want to open this one. I think I've gone through this one before. So this is a Xbox Labs. They finally released Xbox Labs in Australia. How the have I got it upside down? I got it upside down. So I'm quite happy with that. I do want to get a custom Elite, but this is my Pride controller. Red is my accent, so got my red accent. I just think it looks neat. Not that it really matters. I do have a boyfriend. I am not really all that concerned about that part of it. I just think it looks cool. But yeah, anyway. I left the batteries in there. Naughty. So that's mine. My custom little one. I do want to get a custom Elite. Like I said, red's my accent, so I'd like to get a red one. This is another really cool one. This one was slightly more expensive as well, but it does come with a... oh god, that's hard to get out like that with one hand. A rechargeable battery pack already in it. So, no batteries. So this was, I think this was about the same price as a Xbox and a controller and a battery. But recycled cardboard, post-consumer recycled materials. These really, really sick, like that's all texture, these textured grips. I think they're really fucking awesome. This was their Earth Day Remix controller. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. This one, I have no idea who OPI are. Did I leave the batteries in there? I did not. But, kind of high gloss finish. This one I'll probably never use because we'll get rid of the gloss, but it looks cool, and at the time I could justify spending $100 on a controller, so I did. Oh my god. I actually have the most stupidest hands, yet I do soldering and guitar and all this kind of crap that requires good hands. So, anyway. Stellar Shift, I think this one looks absolutely awesome as well. Another one's kind of got like a light chain kind of coating on it. Cool purple grips. I've never actually noticed that. I probably did, I just forgot. But, yeah, very cool. And I'm not going to bother moving that one. Last one, I got this one just this week, I think. It would have been Friday, and today's Wednesday. Starfield controller, another one that actually looks fucking sick. It's like it's grip here, grip here, throt. But look at that, see-through triggers. Like that looks absolutely gorgeous. A friend of mine does not. It's Gizmo, the one who I go streaming with, does not like the red. I think he's wrong, and I hope he's watching this so he knows I think he's wrong. I did tell him to his face. On top of that, I do also have the Halo Elite controller. I have the Cyberpunk controller. I have the Project Scorpio controller. And I have the Cyberpunk controller that came with the really hard to see Cyberpunk Xbox. But I've lent them all out, which is fine. But yeah, that's kind of like, that was most of this shelf here is my controllers. And that's kind of full. Do I have any other controllers laying about? I don't think so. But yeah, like games room stuff. All my controllers are going to go in these little shelves here. At least all the open ones. I don't think I have any more Xbox controllers at all. Plenty of 360 controllers, as you can probably tell. I was going to get the 360 controllers out as well, but I don't think they're as inherently useful. Oh, I do have a white controller. Oh! Hang on. There we go. So that's the S black controller and the S white controller, I think. Yeah. No, that's the Xbox One controller. Yeah, because it's got the share button. So that came with my One. My Series. Fucking Christ. And that was an S controller, because it's got like this bit here, no share button. I do have a white one. I don't know where I got that from. See, this is what I mean. Like, being a collector is so strange. It's like, oh, I forgot I had all this cool shit. It's just a white controller, I know, but I like controllers, so you can all shut your mouths. I think that's all. Yeah. This is just sort of a off-the-cuff little riffage that I've done. Because I like controllers and I like talking about dumb shit. So, yeah, if you see anything that has particularly caught your fancy, besides all my fucking mess, this is what happens when you let people take your space. You know who I'm talking about, used to. But yeah, if you find anything you look interesting, that you find interesting, if you see anything you find interesting and you'd like me to talk about it, just let me know. Post a comment and all that kind of stuff. I'm on the Twitters and the everything and the Twitches and the Glyven. But yeah, if you've gotten this far, you're awesome. Thanks for watching.